Senior Joe Line has lit up Twine across northern Indiana this winter, en route to leading Fairfield to its first outright Northeast Corner Conference crown since 1995. But for Line, the great play and Jimmy Chitwood-esque shooting does not simply happen on demand in the brightly lit field houses of the Hoosier State. Rather, it's cultivated in a place where, if this were a movie, you'd expect to find an Indiana high school basketball star honing his game. A barn.
It's a lot of in my own barn. I like to go in there by myself, just kind of turn on some music, just go out and play. That's kind of just practice different moves, and that's where I'm at. But coming in the gym and playing against competition, that's also where you get a lot better in AAU, definitely too.
The unheated family barn consists of a half basketball court littered with Line's father's tools and other rummage that the senior uses to perfect his jump shot.
Sometimes I set up like trash cans, and then I put brooms in the front, and I shoot over the brooms and everything, and it's just try to see whatever I can do, just practice different moves and stuff.
That work ethic is paying huge dividends for Line, who joined the 1,000-point club earlier this season and is 6th on Fairfield's all-time scoring list. As fourth-year Falcons head coach Troy Beachy explains, Line, who's being recruited by the likes of Anderson, Spring Harbor, Twine, and more, is one of the best ballers to ever don a Falcon uniform.
We've got such a great history, you know, from the Brookins and Huber and Wysong days, you know, around the early 70s and late 60s, to the Jeff Millers and the Gerald Kaufmans around the the 80s, and then what Ryan Twaits did in the 90s was some great stuff. And Brody Garber's teams won a Goshen sectional, a one-class sectional for us. You know, those are the kind of players that Joe looks up to, and so yeah, he's right in the conversation.
Such versatility enabled Line to push himself over the 1K point mark with a 34-point effort on February 20th against Churubusco, a key NECC victory and a night the Falcon senior won't ever forget.
It was incredible. It was honestly probably one of the greatest nights of my life. Beating Busco, it wasn't just the 1,000 points, it was also Busco. They were just so respectful, and it was just a neat experience. All of them respected me, and they all came up to me and congratulated me. And I felt like it was a nice bonding moment for both teams.
Beachy credits Line, along with fellow seniors Keegan Showalter and Josh Stevens, for the recent elevation of the Fairfield program.
When I took over, that's something we talked about as a program. I wanted to get us up more in the conference and be in that contention every year where, you know, Westview and they're always there, and there's been different teams there, but Westview's kind of been the standard for the last 10 years, if we're being honest. And so we wanted to get up in that conversation, and so to put ourselves in a position to beat a really good Churubusco team on senior night, it was a special night, and to do that is important. So that's what we talked about. You know, you get to the sectional, sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't. We don't want to base all of our it's a good season, bad season based on what you do in the sectional, the draw, and there's so many things that can happen. We just want to be able to enjoy the journey and hopefully be better in the conference.
And with a 50-27 thrashing of Lakeland in the sectional opener, Fairfield now has a date with Northern Lakes power Northwood in the sectional semifinal on Friday. A game that the even-keeled Line says is winnable if the Falcons come out playing with nothing to lose.
They have 3 primary scorers. They have the inside threat, they have the point guard, and then they have the driving outside threat. So, I mean, every game's a tough game from here on, and just come and do our best, see what happens from there.
For more on Line, Fairfield, and other Northern Indiana high school basketball teams, head to thefanvsn.com. This has been Kyle Newman, the Varsity Sports Network.